Hello, internet friend. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be painting these two bad boys. Bad orc boys. Well, they're orc knobs, but they're these two orc boys. While I was putting them together, you can see it. They kind of encourage kit bashing, kind of, in this miniature system, and so when I realized I could make these guys dual wielding pistols and then dual wielding axes, I did it, and I realized these two are friends. They're buddies. They're orc buddies. And we're going to be painting them together because they're friends and they love each other, but just as friends. It's not like that. So it's definitely not like that. All right, let's paint them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, is what I'm saying, but it's just not like that, So they're just buddies. They're just friends. And they're okay with that, They're okay. They're fine. Orc buddies. Alright, we're gonna start off with the rootin' tootin' shootin' dude right here. He's ready to gun you down. I tried to focus. Alright, whatever. There it is. I tried to drill out. It doesn't look that bad, but you can see it's kind of off center. Hopefully it isn't too noticeable once I paint it. It feels noticeable now, but we're gonna start with this dude. I think we'll start with silver for his guns and some of his accessories. Alright, I'm going to move on to green, since that's going to be the most plentiful color. The fun thing is, both these little dudes have the same bracelet now, because they were supposed to have the same arm, And that's their friendship bracelet. They're buddies. Orcs don't really have a gender. They're just sort of, they come out of the ground fully formed, ready to kill. Just how they are, because they come from mushrooms like Smurfs. They're like badass Smurfs. Showing off his guns. He's wearing a sleeveless shirt. Sun's out, guns out. I can imagine never having to work out. Just having a naturally beautiful green body. I mean, buff green body. I mean, yeah. Orcs aren't beautiful. That's what a normal person would say, is that orcs are not beautiful. Alright, well, there's that. He's getting there. Alright. Okay, so I got all of the colors I want to get on this guy before I put the wash on it. I'm going to move on to his buddy. I think I named them... I think this guy's name is going to be Boof and this guy's name is going to be Blumpkin. Yes, I know what those mean. Don't look it up. And they're buddies. They work together. Because one just wants to shoot and the other one wants to chop and smash. So that's what they're all about. So we're going to start on this guy. We're going to make sure they have very similar paint jobs. So hit him up with some red. My paper's coming off the table. Been watching a lot of tutorials online on how to do this quickly, and hopefully I'm learning the right way. Hopefully I'm learning from some people who know what the hell they're doing. Guess we'll see. I'm not trying to make it look perfect. I'm not trying to win tournaments right now. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this. Hopefully, you know, maybe you're watching, maybe you're interested in this stuff and you want to get into it too. I don't know. I'm just using paints I have lying around. I see that people have like pre-mixed paints with all the different shades you need. I don't know. Right now I just trying to be frugal, you know. The frugal dungeon master. That's me. The dollar store dungeon master. Yep. Got a little red on his face. That's okay. We're going to be painting most of that green anyways. Okay, so there's this nice red helmet. Let's get some more. Let's paint some more stuff red. Let's paint this guy red. Alright, moving on to the green. It's all about the green. Well, for orcs, it's actually more about the slightly off-white yellow, because their money is teeth. My mind on my teeth and my teeth on my mind. Rolling down the street. What would an orc smoke? I guess they'd probably do mushrooms. Also, the orcs in Warhammer 40k have a really cool way of speaking. That's very like... I don't know what you call it. It's kind of like a weird British accent. Just a very like lowbrow, exaggerated British accent. So all their words are spelled out the way, like they don't pronounce H's, so they call humans humans. And I'm gonna have another go. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. It's one of the few things I know. That, and they use the C word a lot. Like it's almost a term of endearment over there. What are you guys doing? I can't imagine what, I don't know, because like women in America are so sensitive to that word. Well, some women. And you say that around them, they lose their mind. I can't imagine what it must be like when they go over there and someone's just using that term. Using that word like it's nothing, you know? Like, I can't imagine what that must feel like. A very culture shock. Alright, moving over to some silver. Silver. Blumpkin likes to carry spare ammo for his friend Boof. Because Boof can only carry so much ammo. Because they're buddies. They're good, good friends. Good, good orc buddies. I want to sing a song about them. Orc buddies, shooting and looting. Orc buddies, smashing and bashing. Orc buddies, having adventures. It could be a TV show. I'd watch a TV show about orcs. I'd stick around for 6 seasons in a movie. By the way, the bases. I think I'm going to do the bases last. Bases look like they're a lot of fun. But I'm not going to do those like plant things. I think that looks... I don't know. It's just not... just doesn't look right on figures that are supposed to be science fiction based, you know? Just doesn't look right to me. But hey, you don't have to agree with me on that. You paint your orcs and do your ground however you want. But me, I don't know. For like a fantasy miniature, yeah, that's, I think doing the little fake plants is, that's awesome. That's good. People should do that. But for figures like this, like I want it to look like, you know, an alien planet or, you know, concrete, blacktop, asphalt. I definitely think asphalt is the best bet for orcs. I feel like that would look the best. always paint over that. Alright, let's work on these weapons. Yeah, orcs have a lot of cool vehicles, which I'm probably going to end up getting now that I'm into this. There's like a box set of orc vehicles that just came out, and it looks pretty badass. It's like its own game, but you can use the figures for Warcraft 2. I kind of grew up sort of blue collar, so you know, just drowning in that hot rod aesthetic. My stepdad growing up used to race hobby stock cars. My current stepdad is way into working on old cars. Just Ratfink, and I used to just go through my dad's old hot rod magazines and check out like Ratfink, and I was always fascinated with that character, that art style. It's very, very similar to, you know, the action figure aesthetic that I love. Just a lot of detail in there, and I'm sure Ninja Turtles, especially the toys, were very much inspired by the art of Ratfink. If you don't know what Ratfink is, you should look it up. It's pretty sweet. Rob Zombie definitely borrowed a lot from Ratfink when he draws. He draws really well. Has a really cool look in his album art and all that. So I would definitely recommend looking up some Ratfink stuff. But yeah, the whole hot rod thing with the orcs is so cool. And you know, it's like a Mad Max style. It's called Speed Freaks. That's the name of the game that you can get that has orcs and all that, as in a Mad Max style blood sport where you're just driving around blowing up each other's cars. And it comes with like something like 6 motorcycles and 2 cars, and then you can buy other cars, because of course there's always more to buy. But like I said, I'm trying to save my money. I'm gonna get good before I spend a bunch of money. Like, I got this. He gave me a good deal on it. That guy over at Central City Comics in Ellensburg, Washington. If you're ever in Ellensburg, check that place out. I go in there at least once a month to see what's new, see if there's anything I gotta have. Thought about getting back into D&D, but I just don't have time for it. But I can do this for about an hour a day. Really calms my nerves. I tell you what, as a creative type person, creative personality, I don't know what you would call me. There's probably like a scientific term for it or something. As somebody who kind of has that creative bug, I just have to do something, you know? I have to be making something. I have to be creating something, or I just go crazy. If there was some way I could be creative for a living, I would probably get sick of it. But before I got sick of it, it would be the best job ever. But yeah, I just have to be creative, you know? I gotta do something. Whether it's drawing, whether it's painting, whether it's playing around with music and trying to figure out how to make remixes, you know, like I've been doing. Gotta do something. We're gonna switch colors. I think the last thing I'm gonna do, I mean, I'm trying to cut down as much as possible so I can do this as fast as possible. So right now I'm not worried about browns and off. I'm not worried about browns. I am gonna do an off-white for his teeth. So, but I'm not worried about doing any browns because that burgundy's close enough to brown anyways that I don't care. And then I can bump the camera. I can do the dry brush with just like a little bit of brown, and I bet you it'll look just like fabric, and it'll be awesome. I also did black on this guy, but yeah, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna worry about that. That burgundy's dark enough, and I can just dry brush it when it comes to that. We'll give it a try. See how it looks. Learn how to cut corners while also making it look good. So I'm just gonna do some white here real quick. I don't know, I see guys online who are much more experienced than me, and they will just paint this whole thing one color, or they'll paint it one color and then do a quick dry brush to add texture, and then start painting over some of the stuff, which maybe I'll do for the next one. We'll see. Okay, so last thing I'm gonna do white. I think I'm gonna do these wrappings white. And when it comes time to dry brush, I think I'll just leave them the dirty brown that they're gonna turn when I apply the wash. It's just gonna turn kind of a muddy gray color, and I'm just gonna leave it that color. I'm not gonna try to touch it up too much. Like I said, I'm just trying to figure out how to do this fast, so I can do a bunch of these all at once. Well, we're gonna let these guys dry, and when I come back, it's gonna be wash time. So, and when I do the wash this time, I'm gonna water it down so that it's less potent, we'll say. All right, wash time for these two. They're such good friends. They're gonna take a bath together. So don't read into that too much. They're just friends. Orcs reproduce asexually. They're just good buddies. I've added some water to this wash, so hopefully it won't cause as much of a... it won't make it look quite as muddy as my last one, but we'll see. Now it's time for this dude. Alright, these two buddies are fresh out of their mud bath. Looking pretty good, looking pretty sharp. So we're going to go ahead and hit them with a little bit of dry brush for, you know, to really bring out everything, bring some of that color back. Instead of just doing dry brush as yellow, I think I'm going to just do dry brush in the color it's supposed to be, and maybe hit some areas with a little bit of yellow later on. We'll see how that works, see how that looks. We'll see how that works. And then we'll go from there. And I gotta figure out what to do about the eyes. I really do. I don't want to make like big old messy eyes, so I just have to figure out how to do eyes without making a big old mess out of them. So we'll figure that out too. Okay, we're gonna start with the green. Put some on my brush, a little bit on my brush, and then, well, what I've been doing is I paint it onto the brush until it's just kind of barely showing the texture, because that's what I want it to do on the model. So we'll start with good old green. Big old muscly arms on these orcs. He's got some questions to ask you. Haha. And I guess the big secret model painting, or the miniature painting, is you got to make the face look good, because that's what people are going to be looking at. So we're going to try to make this face look good. Alright, I'm going to switch over to this other dude. I'm not going to focus too much down here, but I definitely want to add just a little bit of touch up, just to kind of show that I cared enough to do it. So that's the red on him. Unless there's something on the guns I want to paint red. Nah. Let's switch back over to green. This has been your ASMR moment. Ah, yes. Oh man, I finished that Castlevania series on Netflix. All I can say is, wow. I was not expecting that series to be much. Like when they first announced it, I was like, it's probably gonna be lame, you know. I mean, I don't want to be down on anime, but anime, there's very specific anime I like. And it's always like weird stuff too, that it seems like it's weird specific stuff that I like. And then there's stuff that I appreciate but I just don't follow as much as I should. Like I like Ippo, which is a boxing anime. I like JoJo Bizarre Adventure, and not just because my name is Joe, because that show's real good. I think I like it in spite of the fact that my name is Joe. But yeah, those are a couple examples of anime I like, and then stuff I appreciate from afar but don't actually like follow, like Kill la Kill. I guess that show's over, so I'll probably end up watching it at some point. I seem to like that show, so I should give it another try. But it just seemed, when you see like the dad creeping up on like the high school age girl, as a father myself, I feel a little uncomfortable about that character being representative of anything other than a villain. Like I want to kick that guy's ass. But man, when I watched those first few episodes of Castlevania, like a year or so ago, I was like, oh, this is really good. But, you know, it was really short, and there was like 4 episodes. It's like, well, they were able to really just focus in on making this really good, and I don't think they're gonna be able to sustain it. I'm glad to say I was wrong, that they were able to sustain it. They made an amazing show, and they treated the Castlevania name with more respect than maybe it deserves. I mean, I love Castlevania, but damn, I was not expecting them to not only make a show that appreciates the lore of Castlevania, you know, just digs into the lore and some of the characters the way the show does. Was not expecting that, and then the fact that it's just a good show. I mean, there's a part at the end where I don't know the name of the song. I just remember that it comes from Simon's Quest. So don't hold that against it. But it hits at the very end, right at the start of kind of the final battle, and it's just this mind-blowing moment where visually what's going on is badass, and then the music is awesome, and it's just great. The song I'm talking about, I don't know the name of it, but I know it as Barkerville. That's a Giant Bomb reference. Yeah, I know it as Barkerville, but that's about it. I don't know the real name of it. It's like da na 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 na. It's so so good. Just awesome. Awesome show. It has the Joe Fritz seal of approval. I don't want to go too crazy on his teeth, but I definitely did some really good highlights on him. Like it. I'm gonna get over here with this dude's teeth and horns. Okay, so far so good. Let's see. Last thing I'm gonna do is go over everything that's made of metal with just a dry brush of silver, and that will make everything look like it's made out of metal. That's the idea, anyways. These chainsaw blades, I just barely want to touch them with a little bit of that. A little bit of that silver, shiny and chrome on the way to Valhalla. And then pew 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 pew. You see, that just kind of makes it look like it's paint. The paint's chipping off that metal. That's what I want. Just gonna, everywhere where I see a bullet hole, I'm just gonna make sure I just give it a little touch. And then everywhere else, I'm just gonna give it a little sporadic little. Now I really want to focus on this thing right here, because you know that snags on some stuff. So I really want to focus on that and make sure it looks like he's been having some trouble getting through doorways. And now for his face, I'm going to try real hard just to I like that this guy has kind of he's got kind of a cybernetic implant thing right here to make him shoot better. It's cool. There we go. I just kind of barely touched it with that, and I was able to really make that whole thing stand out. Okay. Just a couple more things to do, I think. Well, one, I just remember this guy has a nose ring. I gotta make sure I accentuate the nose ring. Accentuate the positive nose ring. You can barely see it anyways. And then I'm probably going to get into their faces with just a little bit of yellow. Just enough to really make them stand out. Because I've based on what I've been told on the internet, maybe I've already said this in this video, the face is like the focal point, so you want to try to make sure you spend the most attention on the faces and the shoulders, because that's what everyone's going to look at. The other stuff is not as important, especially if you're trying to do this quickly. So like I said, just a little bit of yellow. I'll just kind of come in here. I feel like yellow is the perfect color to do this with, because the teeth can be a little yellow, the face mask can be a little yellowed, and then the green skin can be a little yellow. So it works out. And his lips can be a little yellow. There we go. Alright. I might just go in here and make them guns glisten. I might have went a little overboard on that. A little too much glistening. He oiled himself up just a little too much today. That's alright. That's okay. He works hard for them arms. He wants to show them off. Alright. Let's get in here with the yellow on this guy's face. Like I said, I just want to use this to highlight kind of the lines of his face. And it's just to kind of, I'm not trying to paint his face yellow, I'm just trying to show the any kind of raised edge or anything like that. I'm just trying to make it look a little yellowed, like the sun is hitting it, like the light's hitting it. It really brings out the details a little bit. And then give him a little muscle glisten. Orc brand muscle glisten. Never leave Gorka Morka without it. You see how the colors just kind of like interact with each other in a way to make it still looks green, right? Even though I just put a little yellow on it, you know? Alright. Now the last thing, the part that's probably going to ruin this whole deal, is the eyes. I'm going to try something new with these eyes. Still going to use a toothpick, but I'm going to get rid of most of the paint on it. Better than last time I tried it. Now this guy's gonna be tricky. I just know it. This guy's gonna give me some trouble. I have no idea how to do eyes. I think I'm just gonna go online and see if there's like an easy way to do eyes. Maybe I should do this before I do the wash. I don't know. We'll go from there, though. We'll figure it out eventually. Orc buddies smashing and bashing. Orc buddies shooting and looting. Orc buddies having adventures. Fridays on Fox. We're gonna cancel it after one season, even though everyone loves it. Dun,